My name is Diana. I'm 62 years old, and after a 30-year marriage that ended in divorce, I was convinced my romantic life was over, that I'd had my chance at love, it didn't work out, and that was that. Until I walked into a senior dance class on a whim and met John, a 65-year-old widower with two left feet, a kind smile, and a heart big enough to teach me that second chances are real. This is the story of how I learned to love again at 62, how I fought through my own fears, my ex-husband's mockery, and society's judgment to find something I never thought I'd have again: happiness. I was married to Richard for 30 years. We met in college, got married young, had 2 kids by the time I was 28. For a long time, it was good. Not perfect, but good enough. But somewhere around year 20, we stopped being partners and became roommates. We coexisted, shared a house, raised kids, went through motions. But the love? Dad had faded years before either of us admitted it. When our youngest went to college, the house felt empty, and without the kids as a buffer, Richard and I had to face reality. We had nothing to say to each other anymore. He wanted the divorce, found someone at work, younger, of course, Lisa, his assistant, 35 years old. I was 57. The divorce was civil. We'd been dead inside for years anyway. I got the house, my retirement accounts, fair settlement. Richard got his freedom and his young girlfriend. Everyone said I should be angry, devastated, but mostly I just felt relieved. And then terrified, because at 57 years old, I was suddenly single after spending my entire adult life as someone's wife. The first few years after the divorce were strange. I had to relearn who I was as just Diana, not Richard's wife, not the kids' mom, just me. My kids, Emily and Michael, were supportive but busy with their own lives. Emily was newly married, Michael was in medical school. They called regularly, visited occasionally, but I was alone, really alone. For the first time in my adult life, I tried to fill my days. Volunteered at the library, took up gardening, joined a book club, made friends with other divorced women my age. But there was always this emptiness, this longing for partnership that I couldn't shake. I went on a few dates. Friends set me up. Dating apps, God, those were horrible. Men my age wanted women in their 30s. Men who wanted women my age were not appealing. One date stands out. His profile said 62. His photo looked decent. We met for coffee. He showed up looking 75 and spent 2 hours talking about his ex-wife and his bowel issues. I went home and cried. Not because he was terrible, but because I thought, is this it? Is this what dating at my age looks like? I gave up, accepted that I had my marriage, it didn't work out, and I'd spend the rest of my life alone. And I tried to be okay with that. 3 years passed. I turned 62. My birthday party was small. Emily, Michael, a few friends. Everyone was nice, the cake was good. But when they all left and I was alone in my house, I felt this crushing weight. This is my life now, I thought. Birthdays alone, holidays alone, growing old alone. Emily called me a few days later. "Mom, you sound depressed." "I'm fine." "No, you're not. When's the last time you did something fun? Something just for you?" "I garden." "That's not fun. That's yard work." "Mom, you need to get out, meet people, have experiences." "At 62? What am I supposed to do? Join a seniors bingo club?" "Actually, there's a senior center near you that does dance classes, ballroom, salsa, that kind of thing. Why don't you try that?" "I don't dance." "You don't now, but you could learn." I dismissed it, but the idea stuck. Dancing. When was the last time I danced? My wedding, probably? 35 years ago. A week later, I looked up the senior center. They had a beginner's ballroom dance class on Thursday evenings, free for seniors, no partner required. I almost didn't go, changed my clothes 3 times, almost turned back twice on the drive there. But I walked in, and that's where I met John. The class was in a community center gym with a wooden floor and mirrors on one wall. About 20 people, mostly women, a few men, everyone 50 plus. The instructor, an energetic woman named Carmen, paired us up for practice. Diana, right? First time? Let me pair you with someone else who's still learning. John. A man across the room looked up. Tall, silver hair, warm brown eyes, wearing khakis and a button-down shirt like he'd just come from church. John, this is Diana. Diana, John. Neither of you can dance yet, so you're perfect for each other. We both laughed awkwardly. Fair warning, he said, as we faced each other, I have 2 left feet and the rhythm of a broken metronome. I haven't danced since my wedding 35 years ago. Then we'll fumble through this together. Carmen taught us the basic waltz step, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. John counted out loud, concentrating intensely. He stepped on my foot twice in the first 5 minutes. I'm so sorry. He looked genuinely mortified. It's okay. I can't feel my toes anyway. Age, you know. He laughed. I promise I'm not always this clumsy, just when there's music and steps involved. By the end of the class, we were both sweating and laughing. We hadn't learned much, but we'd had fun trying. Same time next week? John asked as we were leaving. If I can walk by then. I'll take that as a yes. We came back the next week, and the week after, and the week after that. We became regular partners. Our dancing didn't improve much, but our conversations did. John was 65, widowed for 4 years. His wife, Patricia, had died of breast cancer. They'd been married 38 years, high school sweethearts, 2 grown kids, 3 grandchildren. Do you miss her? I asked one evening after class. Every day. But I'm learning that missing someone and moving forward aren't mutually exclusive. How long did it take you to get there? I'm still working on it. After a few months, John asked if I wanted to grab dinner after class. Nothing fancy, just the diner down the street. I'm tired of eating alone. We started having dinner every Thursday after dance class. Then he asked if I wanted to see a movie on Saturday. Then a Sunday brunch, then a walk in the park. It wasn't dating exactly. It was companionship. 2 lonely people who enjoyed each other's company. Until one evening, after dinner, John walked me to my car and said, Diana, I need to be honest with you. My heart stopped. About what? I like you. More than just as a dance partner. More than just a friend, and I don't know if you feel the same way, but I needed you to know. I stood there, speechless. It had been so long since someone said they liked me, really liked me. John, I like you too, but I'm scared. Of what? Of getting hurt again, of being disappointed, of this not working out. I can't promise it will work out, but I can promise I'll try, and I can promise I'll never take you for granted. He took my hand, and for the first time in years, I felt something I'd forgotten existed: hope. If Diana's story is resonating with you, if you believe it's never too late for love, please like this video and subscribe to our channel. We post new stories every single day about real people finding courage to start over, to love again, to live fully. Diana's journey continues, and what happens next will warm your heart. John and I started officially dating at 62 and 65, like teenagers, except with arthritis and early dinner reservations. It was wonderful and terrifying. My kids were surprised but supportive. Mom, if he makes you happy, we're happy. Richard, however, was not. He found out through mutual friends, called me, laughing. You're dating? At your age? Diana, don't be ridiculous. Why is it ridiculous? Because you're 62 years old. You had your shot at marriage. It didn't work. Move on. That's exactly what I'm doing. Moving on. By playing house with some old man? It's embarrassing. What's embarrassing is you thinking I need your permission to live my life. He showed up at my house the next week. He'd never done that before. We'd been divorced for 5 years without any in-person contact. I need to talk to you about this relationship. No, you don't. Yes, I do. People are talking, saying you're making a fool of yourself. What people? Friends. People we used to know. You mean people you used to know. My friends are happy for me. This is about Lisa, isn't it? You're dating to get back at me for Lisa? I actually laughed. Richard, I haven't thought about you or Lisa in years. This has nothing to do with you. Then what is it? Desperation? Fear of dying alone? That hurt. Because there was a grain of truth to it. I had been afraid of dying alone. It's about being happy, something you wouldn't understand. He left angry, but his words stuck with me. Was I desperate? Was this relationship just fear of loneliness? I talked to John about it that weekend. Do you think we're together because we're lonely or because we actually care about each other? Honest answer? Both. I was lonely when I met you. Still am sometimes. But loneliness brought us together. What keeps us together is everything else. Like what? Like how you laugh at my terrible jokes, how you get excited about hummingbirds in your garden, how you listen when I talk about Patricia without getting jealous, how you make me want to be better. I do that? You do. So yes, we both started from a place of loneliness, but we're building something real. Don't let your ex convince you otherwise. John and I have been together for a year now. We don't live together. We both value our independence too much, but we see each other almost every day. We still go to dance class. We're marginally better at dancing, though John still occasionally steps on my feet. We've met each other's families. His kids are wonderful. His grandchildren call me Miss Diana and show me their drawings. My kids have embraced him. Emily even invited him to her house for Thanksgiving last year. "It's nice seeing you happy, Mom," she told me while we were doing dishes. Really happy, not just going through the motions. I didn't realize how much I was just going through the motions until I met John. "Do you think you'll marry him?" I paused, dish towel in hand. I don't know. Maybe. Or maybe we'll just keep doing what we're doing. There's no rush. We're not kids anymore. That's the beauty of it, isn't it? You get to do it your way this time. She was right. This relationship isn't like my marriage to Richard. We're not building a life together out of necessity or expectation. We're choosing each other every single day because we want to. John and I talk about the future sometimes, not in concrete terms, but in possibilities. Maybe we'll travel. Maybe we'll get a dog together. Maybe we'll move in together, or maybe we won't. What matters is that we have a future, together, something I never thought I'd have again. People ask me sometimes what the secret is to finding love at 62, and I tell them, there is no secret. You just have to be brave enough to show up, to walk into that dance class even when you're terrified, to say yes to dinner even when it's easier to say no, to risk your heart even when it's been broken before. I spent 5 years after my divorce convinced I was done, that my chapter on romance had closed, that I'd had my shot and it didn't work out, so that was that. But here's what I've learned. Life doesn't work in chapters. It's not a book where one story ends and that's it. Life is continuous, full of plot twists and new characters and second acts you never saw coming. John was my plot twist, my unexpected second act, and I almost missed it because I was too scared, too convinced it was too late, too worried about what people would think. My ex-husband was right about one thing. People do talk. They talk about the divorced woman in her 60s dating again. They whisper about whether it's appropriate, whether I'm making a fool of myself, whether this is real love or just two lonely people settling. But you know what? I don't care anymore, because those people go home to their own lives, their own loneliness, their own regrets. And I go home to phone calls with John, plans for our next adventure, and the knowledge that I chose bravery over bitterness. I'm 63 now. John is 66. We still go to dance class every Thursday. We still step on each other's feet. We still laugh about it. Last week, after class, John pulled me close during a slow song. "You know what the best part of learning to dance is?" he whispered. "What?" "What?" "Having an excuse to hold you." I'm 63 years old, and I'm in love. Real, genuine, choose you everyday love. And if that's not proof that it's never too late, I don't know what is. To anyone watching this who thinks their chance at love has passed, it hasn't. To anyone who's been hurt and thinks they can't risk their heart again, you can. To anyone who's been told they're too old, too damaged, too late, you're not. Love doesn't have an expiration date. It doesn't care about your age, your past, your mistakes, or what society thinks you should be doing at your stage of life. All love asks is that you be brave enough to try. I was 62, divorced, convinced I was done. And then I walked into a dance class and met a 65-year-old widower with 2 left feet and a heart full of hope. Your John might be in a dance class too, or at the grocery store, or at the library, or at the dog park, or anywhere. But you'll never meet them if you don't show up. So show up, be brave, take the risk, because second chances are real, and you deserve one too. If Diana's story touched your heart, if you believe it's never too late for love, or if you know someone who needs to hear this message today, please like this video and subscribe to our channel. We share real stories about real people finding the courage to start over, to love again, to live fully, no matter their age. Share this video with someone who needs hope today. Leave a comment telling us your story. Have you found love later in life? Do you believe in second chances? Thank you for listening to Diana's story. And remember, your story isn't over, not even close.